thought it was a really good game by two good teams, physical game. Both lines were, very impressive. That's a stout offensive and defensive line Utah has. Our guys battled hard to run the ball. I thought we were pretty effective running it at times. Probably didn't throw it, pass protect as much as we'd like. But we'll go back and take a look at that tape and see where we go from here.
Chris, it took a punt return to win this game for you. Yeah. Talk about kind of the momentum shift and everything that happened around there.
Well, I think we were on it. We talked a lot about tackling. We talked a lot about turnovers. We talked a lot about special teams this week. And all that stuff showed up loud and clear. It was awesome for Dante to get that done then, because that punter's a punter. He's a weapon. And we could get nothing. He just kept driving us back. And probably feel the one time he shouldn't have. And then he lets it go, and the guy's inside the 5. I mean, he's really, really good. And we finally got our chance, and Dante made a couple guys miss. Hats off to him. But the special team showed up. Cam came through on a clutch kick. Turnover thing showed up. With that pick that hurt us, hurt our defense, although I think our defense kind of swelled up and did a nice job until we had a couple stupid penalties. I think those 2 penalties really, really hurt us. We could have got off the field twice and didn't. But I think they did something out of both those. And tackling showed up. That's a physical offensive line with a really good running back to go behind it. Keeps things alive, stays behind the line. We have a couple guys wrapping him up.
As far as the penalties go, is that something you addressed this week more than usual, just with Troy out there and those guys knowing him? And it seemed like that showed up.
That showed up on the goal line for sure. And that was, that was not good. And, disappointing. Now we have a little more poison in it.
Looking at Jake Browning and his passing, of his 12 completions, 10 of them went for 10 or more yards, 8 of them went for 15 or more yards. What does he do so effectively that allows him to not only get the completions, but to get chunk plays on such a high percentage?
We've been fairly effective all season long in throwing the ball downfield and getting, not just quick game type completions. I thought Utah did a great job with their coverage. They were pretty adamant that we were going to come here and throw for a lot of yards, and they disguised things. They changed some stuff. The pass rush was good. I think they did a really good job with that.
Chris, you fell behind just for the second time this year. Could you talk about the way the team reacted to that? It seemed, came marched right back down and scored.
Yeah. This to me is the real football. It's real Pac-12 football. We came in at halftime and they were angry and kind of had that look in their eye. And I just want to make sure it's the right look. This is how it goes. You gotta grind it out in the fourth quarter. Having games, huge leads in the first half, we've been fortunate with that, but I don't think that's how it goes from here on out. And so we need to learn to go and play with the boys in tight games. The second half was better, although we did have another one, have to see it on tape, but we had them off the field, get a penalty, and keep it alive for them.
Coach, you were missing Jake Gelman. Can you address that? And Nick took his place. As well.
So I think there was a 3-way rotation going in there with Shane Brostick, Andrew Kirkland, and Nick Harris. And it was hard when he was a senior offensive lineman. He's played a lot of football for us. It's kind of one of the pillars in there. But I thought those guys, got some great work against the quality defensive line. I'm anxious to put the tape on. I really don't know how they did. We'll get Jake back. It's nothing super serious, but I don't know if we'll have him next week. We'll see when we get back.
Can you talk about the run game a little bit? It just really seemed to get going.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was due to Miles. Miles made it get going. I thought our line did a pretty good job of a couple runs were blocked pretty clean, but a couple of them weren't. And I thought Miles was kind of back to his little bag of tricks of kind of making guys miss and spinning out of things. And I thought Levon ran really hard too. I thought that was a good combination.
Is this a game where Joe Mathis's absence kind of showed up a little bit?
I think it does. He's an explosive passer. pass rusher, and we miss him.
Chris, how much of what Jake did today is check with me? I mean, how much of what he's doing is at the line, and how did he do with that?
Yeah, there was a decent amount of it going on. A little bit concerned with it just because of the noise. It's hard to make sure everybody's on the same page. But each game we have quite a bit of that.
How did he do today?
Yeah, he was on it pretty good. A lot of it was being really trying to do a nice job of disguising what coverage they were in. We knew that was going to be, but I thought he was on it good. And we had the plays on that we wanted for the most part, and being able to identify coverage.
You played Arizona was a tough game that you had. This seems to be probably the hardest game that you've had to go through. And you talk about the adversity that you had to go through, but then being able to have some resiliency and come back.
And again, I don't really want our guys to, excuse me, to think that this is, I think this is just Pac-12 football, playing good teams, and that's how they're going to go. You just got to answer back and forth. I think it's a good point. You guys probably think it was adversity, but I don't think it was really adversity. I just think that's real football. But nevertheless, we haven't been in a bunch of those games, haven't been in for a while, and played hard, figured out a way to get it done. It was nice to kind of answer in a unique way on the special teams, because they're good on special teams, so it was good.
Did it help in this close game to be able to know Kyle Whittingham a little more than maybe others have since you've played them before in past years?
Yeah, I don't really know if that showed up other than just watching tape and kind of studying what they played last year. I mean, they're always kind of the same in terms of being a good football team and sound and they're physical. I mean, that's what you know you're going to get.
Dante said his first thought he kind of went back 5 yards. Said, "I better get out of this, or coach is going to yell at me." Did that cross your mind too?
Well, we kind of laughed out there. I think after that the second to last punt, because he drives us back. I said, he's good.
Yeah.
And I think the punt returner's like he's like a boxer. He's like a counter puncher. You just got to kind of hold your ground. If they give you a pitch to hit, I don't want the baseball. Then you got to strike. And, that's kind of always been our thing. And Dante's been pretty good at it.
The first college football playoff rankings come out Tuesday. How super excited are you about that?
I mean, I think you guys all know. We got a bunch of football left to play, and if they're looking at that, they're looking at the wrong stuff. We're playing a team. We're right down to the wire with Utah. And Cal next week. I mean, they just keep going. It's a good, fun conference to play in terms of the parity and those type of things. We're back on the road, and so it's just a lot of football left.
What were you most pleased with today?
I think fourth quarter, how tight it was in the fourth quarter. We just kind of figured out a way. Defense stopped them when we had to. Figured out a way to score points when we had to. I think it was a physical game on both sides. We did what we needed to do to kind of hang in there with those guys.
Chris, have you ever had a quarterback drop a punt on the 1 yard line?
I don't know about that. That was pretty good. But, again, going back to special teams, we had one earlier by Tristan. And Jake got one. And when you're playing tight games like that, 99 yards, fields really matter. And so that was good.
How often does he practice that?
We practice it. He'll practice it every week. They practice on their own for, those guys have more individual time than anybody on the entire team. And so they'll take some time each week.
No, I mean Jake with the pooch punt.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so they'll go over, those guys get so much individual, half the time they're looking for things to do. They can't just throw. So they'll spend time each week, punting a little bit.
How much do you? You're a very young team, at least by class.
Yeah.
How much do you see this team that's matured in 2 months of the season?
I think each week is a new test, and I just like it when they answer hard tests. They come out and they've been ready to play and started fast, and got really good momentum going, and so that's all fun. That's fun, that's nice. But I do like it when you get in these hard situations and they have to figure out a way and just I think that's gonna give us some confidence, down the road, and, another hard situation.
Anything else, guys?
So to sum up, you're really excited about the rankings coming up?
All right, thanks, everybody.